teams. So this is starting now. Oh yes, and by the way, sorry, I forgot to say, we are recording this debate and it will be on the YouTube page. Yeah, just a heads up. Okay, so anyway, we have a new edition, kind of like a new segment for this debate. We're gonna go in teams. So for no, let me start with the topic. So the topic for this week, provided by Dorcas from the Botswana chapter. She provided this topic for us. So thank you, Sis Dorcas, for the topic. So the topic for is the significance of the devaluation of currencies. Does it benefit the government or the citizens? So this week we are going to be teams. So team one, which consists of members from Mozambique and Sierra Leone, they're working together. They are going to represent the government. And team number two, which is Namibia, members from Namibia and Angola, they are going to represent the citizens' perspective. The rest of you are just audience, and then after the two teams weigh their perspectives, we'll give you the floor, and you'll also share your thoughts on this topic, whether you are on the government side or on the citizen side, or basically your own thoughts on the topic overall. So that's how we are going to do this debate this week. Okay, before we start, are there members, representatives from each team? Are they here? Please, a thumbs up, reaction. Team number one, Mozambique and Sierra Leone. Team number two, Namibia and Angola. Okay, I see one hand raised. Okay, that means you guys are here. Okay, so a bit about this topic in general. So as Doc has explained, so the currency devaluation is where a country deliberately lowers the value of its national currency relative to other currencies. It can be a controversial policy because its effects are mixed depending on the economy's structure, the timing, and how it's managed, and also who is managing it. So this debate opens space to explore the economic policy, the social justice, and long-term versus short-term trade-offs. Yeah, so that's basically the a short explanation of what the topic is about. So yeah, so let's get right into it. So I will start with team number one, Mozambique and Sierra Leone, representing the government's perspective. So anyone from that team, please, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you for having us. Well, among the main positive aspects that we can outline in regard to this policy, will focus on three of them. You know, when the government devaluates currency, they can have some positive aspects such as boosting the sports since the local products become cheaper abroad, and it can generate trade surplus. In addition to that, it increases competitiveness of local exporters. Moreover, it can be used as a tool to protect our domestic industry, since imported goods become more and more expensive, and it encourages domestic consumption, the consumption, of domestic products. This can lead to a strong this can help to strengthen the local industry and also boost competition internally. Finally, it contributes to attract foreign capitals, since foreign investors may see uh, local assets cheaper and more attractive, and it can benefit sectors or fields like tourism and real estate, since these sectors become with cheaper fees.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Ventura. Anyone else from the Sierra Leone? Yeah, from Sierra Leone who agrees or wants to add on to what Team Mozambique says? Team member Mozambique. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, let's go to team number two. Namibia and Angola representing the citizens. Anyone from that team would like to take the floor? Hello.
Hello, good evening, Spiwe. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So let us define the topic first, which is devaluation. Devaluation is a mandatory policy tool to use by the government to deliberately reduce the value of their currency against other country, and this has both positive and negative effect on the economy. First, the benefit to the citizen, it increases economic growth. Devaluation can stimulate economic growth by boosting export and production and employment. Also, job creation. As export increase, business may need to hire workers, potentially leading to job creation. That is all for now.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Nelson. Okay, I think that's who else is in the team? From Angola, your add-ons. Anything you want to add?
Yes, yes, yes. Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again for this opportunity. So, when we talk about this devaluation of the currency, I mean, as the team Namibia already said, we have a positive and negative impact. But I wanted to focus more on the negative impact that affect really the citizens. When a country's currencies devaluate, meaning that the currency loses the buying power. So the currency has no buying power. As a result, the cost of transportation, the cost of goods and service increased. So meaning that there will be an increase in the price of goods and service. And this increase of price of goods and service will directly affect the citizen. The citizen will feel that the salary that they earn cannot be, I, I, I mean, I mean, it's not enough to pay for the goods and service because the goods and service have become, they went up due to this devaluation of the currency. And the other side is that many of these policies are led by the central bank. And many of these policies, they are taken in terms of having political interest. So the government has taken policy that has to do with political interest. In the long run, this policy affect directly the citizens of the country. The cost of living rise, and as a result, we are seeing many things that are happening. Even today in Angola, In a capital city, Luanda, we have a protest that is going on for 3 days. This is the second days, whereby it's due to the price of fuel, the diesel that went up. As a result, the cost of transportation and the goods and services went up. So people are fed up with this. They took on the streets. You know, many things are happening in Angola today. It's due to this devaluation of currency.
Okay, okay. Interesting points made there. Thank you. So, okay, any from the audience, your take on what was shared from both teams? Please raise your hand if you'd like to raise your thoughts on this. Where do you stand? Like, what type of what industries can be affected, but sticking to the citizens and the government? So, anyone from the audience would like to share? Okay, yes, Marion.
Okay, so I would want to go for the citizens. Looking at what the speaker, the one who just spoke, I don't know, from Namibia, what he said, it is absolutely true, because sometimes when the currency of a country, even when it appreciates, let me use Ghana for example. Currently the cedi, or the currency, has appreciated against the dollar. Now when this happens, most citizens, all of us, are looking forward for things to be easy, prices to reduce within the economy in terms of foodstuffs, transportations, petrol and others, which have subsequently reduced. However, you only feel this appreciation of the currency when you are actually, let's say, buying something online, or you want to pay for something online. That is when you only feel that the cedi has actually appreciated. Or even when you're going to buy foodstuffs online, foodstuffs even in the market. But however, when the country does not have a pricing strategy, when if a cedi or the currency appreciates against the foreign currency, and is going to help the economy to stabilize, and we do not have the pricing strategy for goods and services to control pricing control, and you go to the market and everybody has different prices for other stuffs, because the traders who do bring in the stuffs to the country to sell from the foreign countries, export to the country to sell, they are not getting the dollar to be able to buy their goods to into the country. And with regards to that, they not being able to get the dollar from the banks, because the banks have held the dollar, and it makes it even difficult for them, and they would have to depend on the black market, who wouldn't actually sell the currency or the foreign currency at the price. The Bank of Ghana, let me use Ghana for example, the Bank of Ghana is stating on the internet everywhere that the cedi to the dollar is currently 10 cedis, but you are not getting some to buy at the banks, and you tend to fall on the black market, and they are selling it to you at 14 cedis or 13 cedis. And a trader who is exporting things into the country gets the dollar at 14 cedis. The person is going to sell their goods at a higher price, though it has been stated that the cedi has actually appreciated, or the currency has appreciated against the dollar. So if the systems are not in place and political influences are surrounding it, it actually affects the citizens at the long run. You are not going to get the effect on the economy or other stuff that we want. So yeah, this is my little contribution to it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Marion. Good luck. Yes, you have the floor. Hello, good luck.
Good evening, everyone. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, when it comes to currency devaluation, I think one thing we should always understand is most African countries always depend on import. Yes. For example, in Nigeria, most of the things we use here are imported. But I would take the stance that the citizens are the ones that suffers when it comes to currency devaluation. One thing you should know is one, when currency is being devalued, you see that imports become expensive, leading to inflation in food, petrol, and medicine and other essentials. Because most of the things, the crucial things we use in Africa, are most majorly imported into the country. So when we look at devaluation, government are the ones that benefit. And you will see that during the process of devaluation, they don't increase the minimum wage. They still make it the same way. And if you look at doing also doing process of currency devaluation, you notice also one more thing. They are the ones benefiting because they are the majorly people exporting goods and services. If you come to Nigeria, petrols are being exported by the government. So during currency devaluation, citizens are the ones that suffers. But government just enjoy for short term purposes. That's the only one they enjoy. And you as a saver self, you will see the notice that your interest also drop because you can't meet up inflation during devaluation. So I would take the stance that citizens are the ones that are suffering. Unless we in Africa will learn to understand that. I used to always say it whenever I'm in a debate that uh, we should use our own economic theory, not imported theories. If you check it, most of the theories we are using will tell you the higher the demand, the higher the supply, the this one, that one. It's not actually working in Africa if you look at it properly because it's not working. The higher the demand, the higher the supply. Those economic theories, we Africans are supposed to develop our own theories that will work. So we can't just wake up one morning and keep on using theories of foreign countries and implementing it in Africa and we keep on suffering. What if we economists, the people taking the courses, economics, banking and finance and the rest of them, wake up and start bringing up economic theories that can work in Africa? I think it's preferable that way. So when it comes to devaluation, citizens are the ones that suffers more. So thank you.
All right, thank you, good luck. So I'm getting you're more of from the speakers that have spoken, I'm getting more of a the government benefits, but the citizens suffer in the long run. So what what would what would be the causes, I would say, to why the government benefit, yeah, why the government benefits than the citizens? Who is really at fault here? Yeah, basically I should ask. Yeah, that's the question. Okay, so Debucho, you are next, and then after Debucho is Dorcas. Yeah, this is Dorcas. Debucho, you have the floor.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hello.
Yes, is it okay to ask a request for Megan to maybe send a summary of what she said or on her points, on her arguments, because I kind of missed that. It was a lot, just a summary to learn from her.
Oh, I think I'll get the summary and then I'll paste it here in the chat box.
Okay, so I would like to state I'm also agreeing with other speakers that the government is the one that's actually benefiting in the sense that the government is the one that sets this economic policies in motion. So why would the government jeopardize him or herself? So the government is actually putting forth in place policies that will benefit him or her actually. Like so when we depreciate the pula, that means that we're increasing our selling while we're increasing our selling and decreasing our buying power. So that means that the question then will be who is benefiting? Is it the government or is it the individual, such as the motion of today, the topic of today? So in Botswana, for us, okay, to depreciate the currency, it means then that we mean that we are going to sell more, we're going to produce more, to manufacture more. But then in Botswana, the only things that we export are diamonds, beef, and maybe tourism, then other small things in between. So what exactly are we going to sell? What exactly are we going to produce? And who exactly is going to manufacture these products? Because you know, take for instance, if we build furniture, we are buying the materials from China. If we are buying clothes, we are buying from China. If we are building our own house, our own accommodation, materials are from China. Even if we are building tarred roads, everything that we buy is from China. The materials that we buy, everything that we buy is from China. So if the individuals, I said the individuals, for instance, are the ones who are going to manufacture, to whom are they saying they're going to sell to the government? The GPO is going to get fatter and fatter. The government purchase orders are going to get fatter and fatter. Or is it the national multinational cooperatives, the foreigners in our country who are actually manufacturing and selling? So I think the government, in a nutshell, is the one who's simply benefiting, because at the end of the day, even if I was to produce as a manufacturer, I'm going to sell to the government to benefit, and then the government GPO is going to get fatter and fatter. The government paycheck is going to get fatter. So thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you. Debucho, the explanation is in the chat box. Dockers, you can fix where it's wrong, but yeah, the explanation is in the chat box. Thank you, Debucho. Okay, so next is Dockers, and then after that, Vieira from. Let me just check the team again. From the from team 2, the citizens, and then after Vieira is Good Luck.
Okay, good evening. I would say, coming from a perspective of supporting the government, I would say it's if done right and if done in a short term, it's indeed a good thing. Why am I saying so? Is because looking from a country like Botswana, where we had a change of leadership from the one that was known to be leading to be now becoming an opposition, to put it that way. It now we learned that the one that took over, there was no revenue for them to start over, which is like limited, to say it. So devaluing the currency, it's more benefit on the government to help it be of economic stimulus. But if it's done right as in done for a short period of time and then close it or rise the puller again, so that it's worth it for the citizens. But it will definitely be of a disadvantage to the citizens if it's done in the long run. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doka. But for now, we just need, like, in a hypothetical thing, and a hypothetical situation, we need this devaluation of currency to be in the long term. Like, it must have long-term effects. We cannot deal with short. We cannot do like maybe 6 months or 5 years. It needs to be. We need to see the fruits of the investment, the fruits of this decision. We cannot deal with. We cannot. What's this word that I'm looking? We cannot. It cannot be short term. It must be long term. So yeah, but thank you, Dorcas. Via, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you once again. Doctors, the government is making us suffer. As all of you have already said, we all agree that the import become expensive. Okay, and then who import more are the citizens. So we import more. We even import little things like bread, rice, and what. So these things, when we import them, we pay more. We pay expensive for them. And the one who export more is the government. The government is the one who export more oil. The government is the one who export more gas, diamond, and other natural resources. The government exporting them and selling to other countries. So the export become cheap, and it's beneficial for the government. But the citizens suffer. As we import, we do not have, our country, they do not have sufficient productions, factories that produce, so that this product, local product, become, sufficient, so that they can help everyone. So therefore we run toward the import. As we import, things become very expensive for us. We import even little things because our production, they do not have the sufficient level to produce what the country needs. We have little industry locally. So most things we import to other countries. So when we importing, we are paying more, and therefore that make us the citizens suffering, that make us citizens to pay more. That's my point of view.
Okay, points made. So it's like this thing of the small things we getting from other countries, why not locally? So let me put it like this. Let me think of a made up country, right? Let's say red, for example. Sorry for using red. Red. This is our fictional country. Let's say hypothetically they have devalued the currency that they're using. Let's say R, and it is benefiting the government than the citizens. But the citizens are struggling. They have to import, etc., etc. So let's go with that view. Okay, so a lot of hands are raised. Okay, so good luck. Good luck. You are next. After good luck is Ventura. After Ventura is Marian. After Marian is Docas.
Okay, I will come from this point of view. All right, so when we talk about devaluation, one thing I took a study in Africa major, and I noticed that most countries just focus on growing their GDP growth rate. They are not even interested in increasing their GDP.
Ooh.
Major one thing that happens is that it might support the local industries within the short period of time because it will increase employment opportunities because now you see that it will attract foreign investment into the countries and it will increase their tax revenue. If I'm lying, you can go and check the data of any country that does the currency devaluation. You see that within that period of time, you will see an increase in their gross domestic product. You see increase in their total number of revenue. You see increase in their foreign reserve and the rest of them. But the question is, how does an average citizen of that country live? How you can't get an average citizen because most governments they just focus on let's make sure that okay if the GDP is functioning properly. You see when they are topping the charts, you hear for example Nigeria is the third in terms of GDP, but when it comes to gross domestic product per capita, you are in 50 something in the world, which means you are producing goods and services, exporting them outside, making more money, but your citizens are not even benefiting anything, and they are always below the poverty line. So if Africans would just look at it, why should you devalue the currency? And it's benefiting them because when they borrow locally, they are also benefiting because within that period of time, the interest on those on their local debt will reduce. So which means if I purchase a government bond within that period of time, I am liable to losing my investment because due to the interest on the bond will be reducing within that period of time. So, but if they know that okay, doing it after the next 6 months, they are going to anything that is gotten from it should be taken back to the economy so that the citizens can also benefit. It's fine. That's better. So during devaluation, if you are looking at it for a short period of time, citizens suffer. But let's look at it after the devaluation. What next? That should be the next question we're supposed to ask ourselves in Africa. After devaluation, what next for the citizen? Because if you are devaluing the currency, the citizen will suffer within that period of time. So what next for the citizen? That is it. Before a government should go into devaluing their currency, they should also think about that. So that after devaluation, if after 6 months of devaluing the currency, after devaluation, citizens will start benefiting from it. So that is it.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Good luck. Um, team number one, Mozambique, Ventura. Lots of points raised for the government. Government is in a bad light right now. So, from what you have heard, what like what? How do you answer this?
Yeah, there's something very important here to be mentioned that can I mean answer some questions. I think that alongside with this policy, it's important to implement other policies. In my perspective, this policy should be combined with other policies. For instance, the government must implement some policies to boost the local industry and the local production in order to get, long run positive effects. If we don't, I mean, don't apply some extra policies alongside with this, probably we're going to end up in the situation that the previous speakers mentioned here. So it's important to, I mean, to combine this with other policies. And the most important here policy to be added is a policy related to local industry. I mean, we should create a proper environment for the local industry growth.
Okay, good points raised. So, like, what kind of theory, not theories, policies? Yeah, actually, theories. What kind of money policies and theories that we can implement into this situation? Should we look at other countries, how they did it, and then maybe somehow implement it in this country, or we create our own, like our completely new thing and try to make it work? So those are kind of questions that should be raised. Um, excuse me. Miriam, your hand was raised. After Miriam is Dorcas. After Dorcas is Teboho.
Yeah. I was actually saying that I was in support of what O'Reilly and Good Luck made mention of. That obviously the government is just looking at everything is political, and they're just looking at to make sure their GDP growth is okay. They're just looking at to gain favor with the citizens. And at the end, the citizens still suffer, as I made mention earlier. There is like no pricing control. They just want to do what is good for them without actually going down to see that this devaluation of the currency, what we are doing, um, what what strategies are we going to put in place to ensure that it's actually going to reflect in the economy? If they are saying that um, Nigeria or Ghana is the third on the GDP growth rate or whatever, um, is it actually reflecting in the pockets of the, as Good Luck said, of the average Ghanaian or Nigerian? But they don't look at it that way. What will make them feel good in the eyes of foreigners is what they are looking at. As I said earlier, imports becomes very high. In Ghana, for example, as I'm saying, as I'm talking now, people are not getting the currency they need even to import goods into the country. And when they get they change the cedi to the dollar, since Ghana is imports, you use dollar to the dollar currency from the black market, it is high. So when they bring the goods in, the goods are expensive. The prices are high, but the government still says that everything is okay in the country. They refuse to accept it, and just they are just giving numbers to the citizens, but the actual thing is actually not being affected in the economy. So I was just was I agree with what O'Reilly and Good Luck made mention of. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miriam. So it's like saying, basically, if they devalue the currency, it's like a show for the other countries, as if to say that no, we can do this. Actually, we can, and we will do it, but we don't know what's going on with the citizens actually. So it's like it's like a show, in other words. So, and that should not be done actually. I don't know why is it done, because when you when you're doing such decisions, it must affect the citizens, the normal average, not to say rich or poor, the average person of that country, and also affect the rich and the poor. But it must actually it must affect everyone. And the decisions that you make must affect everyone. It mustn't be because, oh, I want to impress China, for example. Oh, I want to get more stuff from the UK, for example. So this thing of devaluation, it must not be for sure. It must have actual reasons from the government. So yeah, thank you, Mary. Dorcas, you have the floor. Hello, Dorcas.
Okay, just hold on. Um, I think I understand where people are coming from, especially those who are against. And just to add on that is to say, like I was saying that it should be short term. It's because it's uncertain, and it brings about instability because devaluation creates an uncertainty on the economy, which can affect negatively on the citizens' confidence on even to make decisions on investment. Because right now, as a country X, you will be there to say, but can I even invest in my country itself? What if this thing is going to go in a long time, in the long run? What if it's what if later on our currency doesn't hold water? So it goes into an issue of saying, should I even take out my money that I have saved in the bank? So it brings about issues of uncertainty and loss of trust from the citizens. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So basically, like you're saying, if a country does devalue their currency, it must be for for the short term. Because if it's long term, it might lead to instability within the country. So I don't know if that's what you're getting at, but I think that's what I'm getting from what you are saying. Um, currency devaluation should be short term. I think maybe can we all agree on that? Like, it shouldn't be a long term thing. Like, it should maybe a year or something, not 10 years, and then your own currency is weaker than the dollar, for example. So I think this is just my opinion. For current currency devaluation, it must be for the short term, so that so that the government can fix whatever they need to fix, and then get their currency valued again to increase, against the dollar or the British pound and whatever. So yeah. Okay, Tebogo, you have the floor. After Tebogo is Vieira. After Vieira is Ventura. Tebogo, you have the floor.
Good evening once again, everyone. Hello.
Hi. Yes,
Hel-
yes, you have. We can hear you.
Yes. So after listening to Ventura and Good Luck, I think I'm gonna take a middle ground. Because yes, this devaluation, this depreciation of the pula, I don't know the right terminology. This, yeah, it's temporary. It's just for this quarter, and then they're gonna review. The bank of the BOB, the central bank is gonna review. It's only temporary. Yes, like I'm agreeing with what you're saying. But I would like to say I agree with what Gulak is saying. The government is mainly benefiting, looking at the reserves are depreciated, have been depreciated. The GDP is shrinking, has shrunken, and stuff like that. So they're trying to stimulate the economic growth by reducing our exports so that more people can buy. While that could have a negative effect on the individuals, like for example, the banks now they're increasing the interest rates, they're decreasing the credit limits, and it's affecting all kinds of negative consequences as a result of that, which are now being spewed onto the individual citizens themselves. But that in practice, it benefits the government, but theoretically, in theory, it's meant to benefit both the government and the individuals, in the sense that, let's say I'm a Motswana and I have 7 people and I go to South Africa. That 7 people is gonna be converted to 90 rands. With 90 rands, I can buy 2 t-shirts like this one. You see, the one that I'm wearing. But if I come to Botswana with 70 rands and then I convert it to pula, it's gonna give me like 50 pula, and I'm just gonna buy just one of these t-shirts. So ideally, what the government is trying to say is, if we reduce the value of the pula, that means the pula is going to become cheaper than other currencies that are trading with it nearby. So that means more people want to come to us and to buy more, because that currencies, when they convert to pula, they'll be able to purchase more products, they'll be able to buy more goods. So it will stimulate the production of more local goods. So it will be like buy local type of thing, buy local, because it's like it's punishing importing or buying from other countries, but actually rewarding the manufacturing of local goods, boosting or empowering the local manufacturers or producers, so that people locally and internationally outside or so like in SADC or the rest of Africa and the world could actually buy from us. That in theory is meant to benefit both the individuals and the government. But however, in practice, in the practicality of that is that, like somebody has already said, I don't know whether it was Vieira or what or who, the capacity of the individuals or of the manufacturing factories, the manufacturers, they are not capacitated to produce at a bigger level, at a bigger scale, maybe at a national level, or maybe even at a continental or even an international geographical scale. So maybe the problem now being, what can, like Ventura say, what other policies is the government introducing to stimulate the local manufacturers or the local production? The government should now put in place other policies to boost local production. So what I'm saying, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, I'm now for both the government and the individuals. Thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you. Okay, so while you were speaking, I got this question. Does the currency devaluation make people leave the country for better options and opportunities outside of the country? So that could be not a reason. Yeah, actually a reason why it might benefit the government than the citizens. So that's a question that you can think about while yeah, that's a question you can think of. Thank you, Dable. For Vieira, you are with the perspective of the citizens.
Yes, I would like just to share that we should also look at some of the reason why does the government allow its currency to devaluate. Many of these developing countries, these policies are imposed. They are imposed by, maybe because of the debts that this country have with the other, or it is imposed due to the debt that they get from the World Bank or the International Monetary Funds. So this government, this boards, they give a certain policy that the country have to comply with. As a result, the government of some of the country, they leave out the citizens on this economical policy. So they make policies that will benefit for them in the long run to pay the debts that they get. But in the long run, the citizens of the country, they are paying more for the goods and service. They are paying for the taxi, and they're only helping the government to pay its external debts. But the cost of living inside the country is terrible. And this also leads to the question that you asked. Many people are leaving the country looking for better service, for better payment, and for better living condition outside of the countries.
Okay, okay. Interesting points made. So, Ventura, your hand was raised. From the perspective of the government, why would a country decide to devalue the currency? Why would it benefit the government, but the citizens are suffering? So, your thoughts from the government's perspective.
Okay, thank you for your question. Before I answer your question, I would like to point out that I mean the ultimate goal of the government is to to enhance the quality of living in the country. So they decide to implement those kind of policies in order to to stimulate the economic growth that is going to end up leading to the overall development. In addition to that, to what I mentioned before, I would like to state that it's important to also to implement policies that are aiming to control or contain inflation. You know, it's important. That is very important in order to avoid what was mentioned before. If we don't control, inflation, probably we're going to, to end up in those situations that we are living now in many countries where the cost of living is increasing every day and people are suffering. So I mean, I would like to emphasize that before implementing this policy, it's always important to, I mean, to set some assumptions and also create a better environment to industries, to do the flourish of industries, and uh, also control the inflation.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Okay, now I come to this um part where I say, what if in a hypothetical situation, the currency devaluation benefits the citizens? The citizens get all the benefits, the things are not expensive, you can buy local, etc., but the government is suffering. How would that go about in a hypothetical scenario? Any thoughts on that? Hello?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. One of negative effects that can be mentioned here is regarded to the public debt. Since most countries have debts that are paid back in foreign currency. If we devaluate our currency, we are going to end up, paying much more than when the local currency is high. For instance, if we devaluate medical, which is the currency of Mozambique, if we want to pay a debt of, $1 million, if you devaluate the currency, we are going to end up paying much more medicals than if the currency is higher.
Okay. So it will be a bit of a tough time in the government if the devaluation of currency affects and benefits the citizens than the government. Dorcas, your hand is raised. You have the floor.
Okay. When the currency is benefiting the citizens, I think it's an advantage also to the government, even though, yes, it would definitely be good to the citizens, but it's still a benefit. Why? Because right now, I'm imagining a situation where the currency of Botswana is being devalued like it is, and then no one is affording anything in the shops, and we turn out to depend on the government, ask for everything, and be yes, for any necessities, then it's still another burden on the government. So it's it might be seen as a good thing to say yes, that the government the sorry, I don't know, let me start again. What I'm saying is, as much as things are affordable for the citizens, um I'm rephrasing my point. If things are affordable, it's an advantage to the government. Why? Because then we won't be depending on the government that much. Unlike right now, I'm imagining when things are expensive and then we can't even afford a single thing, we will definitely turn into the government to ask for everything. So when things are affordable, it's a good thing, and good thing for the government because we won't be depending on them for survival. I don't know if I'm making sense.
In a way, you're making sense. I don't know if the rest of you guys agrees or disagrees, but yeah, your point is made. Thank you, Dorcas. Good luck. You wanted to speak. It was hello. Good luck. Okay. Let's move on. Devuko, you have the floor. Oh, oh,
Um, oh, okay. I just wanted to say, in the case whereby the individuals benefit more than the government, I agree with Dorcas. Again, the government is gonna benefit in the sense that, um, people pay tax, income tax, or whatever tax that is associated with businesses. What, like, let's say you make a million, 10 million, I mean, a billion bula. That's what, then 10 million, whatever, is going to go into taxes to the government. So the government is also benefiting. But again, I agree with Ventura in the sense that if the government is the one that's benefiting, the citizens are also going to benefit in the sense that if the GDP performs well, if the GDP is good, then the what, we control inflation because when we depreciate the value of the currency, we are trying to stabilize the economy. We're trying to make the currency stable. We are trying to stabilize the currency so that it does not fluctuate, doesn't go up and down every day, like in the case of certain states. I hope it's okay, but like in the case of Zimbabwe, so we're trying to stabilize the currency. So it may look like the people are paying more, but it's better than today you buy a bread of loaf at, let's say, 5 plus today, tomorrow is 10 plus, the next day is, it's better the economy is stable. So either way, whether the government benefits, whether the individuals benefiting, both benefit. Yeah, so thank you.
All right, thank you, Tebuko. Please, no offense to the members from Zimbabwe if they are here. There is no offense, So yeah. Okay, so who is next? Good luck. Your hand was raised. Good luck. Are you there? Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry. Good. Okay, so what I wanted to say is before we go into devaluation, I think the government in Africa at large have to first of all understand that let's make it a win-win situation.
Ooh.
Do it in a 50-50. If we are benefiting, let the citizen benefit. For example, I mean, for how many years and opening back the country, and they were able to sit up, making it properly and balancing it up while even searching for increasing their GDP and also their GDP per capita. So in the process of devaluation, before they even devalue the currency, I think the government should first of all understand, let's make it a win-win situation. Let everything be in order before you start devaluation. How many local companies do you have? If your citizens are into, okay, for example, if you come to Nigeria, what they eat majorly is rice. How many local factories, how many local producers of rice do you have? That is one. Two, if your citizens like wearing suits, clothes, and the rest of them, how many companies can you count that are producing those suits before you shut down there, start devaluing the currency? Because during the process of devaluation, you are exporting more. But if you have those local companies more, then you know that there will be increase in employment within the process of the devaluation. And those companies will be looking for citizens that are going to employ. Let's leave the fact that inflation will be high in the country, yes, but the citizens, there will be increase in employment within that short period of time. So before they start devaluation, Africa need to understand that let's do it in a win-win situation. Let there be balance before you go into devaluation. Balance everything, let everything be in place. Should in case anything go wrong, what are we going to fall back to? So that is what they need to understand before they go into devaluation. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Good points for the government team to think about. So yeah, thank you. Good luck. Okay, so after good luck is Louise. After Louise is Nelson, and then we're gonna go to concluding thoughts. Okay, after Bello, we're going to do concluding thoughts.
Okay, thank you. May I?
Yes, you may.
Okay, just thank you. I will just be brief. It's depend of the scenario. In our reality here in Africa, we have to know that we don't produce our own goods. And every trade here in Africa is in dollar. So we trade it in dollar. It is foreign currency. For in this situation, in this scenario, like in Africa, not is good for the citizen. It is very, very bad when we devaluate our currency. Why? Because the cities will pay more for something when they buy, when they want to buy something, because we don't produce almost anything. So we don't produce our goods, and then we're gonna pay more because we trade in dollar. But it depends of the cities that we are talking about. If it's like a businessman, it is good for them, because when there is like devaluation, they're gonna pay less and they're gonna get more profit for pay less, and so they can buy goods outside or inside of Africa because we trade in dollar, but they're gonna pay less. So summary, it is like good for the government because they will trade, the trade will be improvement and possible growth, but it will cost debt for a payment. For citizen, it will be more jobs when the businessmen they are paid less, they will earn more. And but it depends of the sector. There is a sector when there is a devaluation of the currency, they will not get more employees. Depend of the sector that we are talking about. And inflation for this, it will be like inflation. They will lose the purchasing power. They cannot buy more because they will lose the power to buy goods. Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you, Luis. Nelson, you have the floor. After Nelson is Bilo, and then we're going to do concluding thoughts.
Um, I'm of the opinion that when the citizens are benefiting, the government benefit also, because the government they put a lot of things in place in to ensure that all the citizens are being well taken care of. Just imagine if all the citizens are taking care of themselves, so the government does not need to worry anymore about these citizens. So they are focusing on the another thing to build the nation as well. So it is good for the citizen to benefit more than the government, because when the government, I mean, when the citizen benefit, eventually the government they are benefiting as well, because the responsibility that they used to give to their citizens are taking care of themselves, which is a good. So they are focusing on something else.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you, Nelson. Bello, you have the floor.
Hello, good PM everyone. I think from my point of view, sorry,
Ooh,
I
sorry.
sorry I had an incoming call. So I was saying, in my own point of view, I think currency devaluation can be good and bad at the same time, depending on the economic situation of the country. You know, I think when the government has taken measures of currency devaluation, it can have so much benefits, like it may boost the export of the country, whereas the country's export will be cheap, and that will increase the competition in the global market. And also, it can help in economic growth. It can also cause domestic investment and other things, you know. At the same time, it will cause some instability in the economy, in the domestic situation. Maybe the citizen will face, sorry for the background noise, the citizen will be facing, what do you call it? Inflation, high rate of inflation, and high cost of living and all that. In a nutshell, I like the idea of one of the speakers who said the government should take the strategy of currency devaluation, but within a short period of time. I agree with that 100%, I think. Uh, in all, I think the citizens are the ones who met the government. So whatever decision the government is making, it should be maybe in favor of the citizens, short period of time or the longest period of time. It depends. That's my own point of view.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you, Bello. Okay, now we have reached the portion of the debate where we're doing concluding thoughts. So I'll start with the teams and then ask the audience for their concluding thoughts. So I'll start with team number one, the one who's representing the government. Please, your concluding thoughts.
Well, thank you. Overall, I think that the valuation currency policy can benefit both the government and the citizens, but it's always important to, to set some assumptions before implementing these policies. And the two important policies that should be applied alongside with this measure is to create a favorable environment to the growth of the local production, and also, implement some policies in order to control the inflation. That's our conclusion.
Okay, thank you from the government's perspective. Team number two, from the citizens, your concluding thoughts. Is Nelson still here? Okay, someone from the team number two, anyone from Namibia or Angola?
Yes, from Angola, may I?
Yes, you may.
Okay, for the city is not good because we are losing the power for purchase our goods. So we will not buy we will not purchasing many things like our foods, and the life will be very expensive because the rates it's gonna be very higher, and for us as a city it's not good. But it depends of the scenario. In our case as Africa, it's not good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So basically put from both perspectives, it's neither here nor there. So it's just based on assumption, making good decisions, and just getting both views across. So yeah. Okay, from the audience, any concluding thoughts? Bello, your hand is raised. Hello, Bello. Okay. Debucha, yes, you have the floor. Any your concluding thoughts?
Yes, once again, I would like to end on a positive note, or on the note that, like already agreeing that it's neither there, it's neither here nor there. The government benefits when we depreciate the value, we decrease the value of the currency. Let's say country red, the government benefits because yes, exports, GDP growth, stimulating there's a stimulus to the economic growth, to the stimulation to the economy and stuff like that. But I just want to say, on the individual side, on the citizen side, it's up to us. It's not the government's responsibility. We have a tendency as Africans, because of maybe slavery or colonial mindset, that the government is responsible for our upkeep or upbringing or our lives. No, it's our responsibility. If the government of the country red is gonna depreciate the currency R, then as an individual, what am I doing? I have all this farming land, all these crawls for livestock, all this land for green crops. Am I producing? Because at the end of the day, I have to produce, I have to sell local. Am I really producing enough? It's actually me. It's up to you. It's not the government anymore. The government has done his or her part. Now, what am I doing as an individual to take my part, to benefit? Am I really benefiting? Yeah, what am I doing to benefit from this? Am I producing enough? So it's my responsibility as an individual, as a citizen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, noted, Louise. Bello, are you still there? Okay. Anyone else who would like to share the concluding thoughts?
Okay, my concluding thought on this issue is before we keep continue dragging the government every time, let the citizens also, like Samuel said, let the citizens also position themselves properly. Should in case anything happens, you should be able to still stand properly. Yes. So if we drag the government will be doing everything possible to bring in foreign investors into the countries. You as a citizen, what are you doing? That's the next question we're supposed to ask ourselves. You as a citizen, what are you doing? Yes, we know that there's rising cost of things, goods and services in Africa. You, the citizen, what are you doing to ensure that you make Africa a better place? Because even if they make you the president or they make you an economic policy maker, if you've not started something now, is it when you get there you start something properly? The currency devaluation is done to bring in increased foreign investment into the country. So you as a citizen, what would you do to benefit from it? That is the next question all citizens in Africa are supposed to ask themselves. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Luis, after Luis is Nelson, and then after Nelson is Deboho. Luis, you have
Okay,
the floor.
thank you. Let me just say, the valuation of the currency is not up to the city. It's one tools that the government use to manipulate the economy. It's not up to the city. The city cannot decide. Imagine if, like, the government, like, lend too much money from the FME. So to pay this money, what they're gonna do? They're gonna devaluation like the currency to pay this money. When they devaluation the currency, it means they're gonna get too much like foreign currency, like dollar or euro. So it's not up for this decision if we can, like, evaluate the value of the currency or not. It's like for the policy maker, the government. It's not up to us. And this is not like solution. It's tools that the government use. It depends of the scenario. Sometimes can be good and sometimes cannot be good. For the country that they produce they produce goods, it is good for them. But for Africa, because we trade in dollar and the euro, it is not good for us. Depends of the scenario that we are talking about. Thank you. But evaluation and evaluation of currency is not up to the city. It's decision that come from the government.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Luis. Nelson, you have the floor. Please, concluding thoughts.
My concluding thought is about the African, as young African as we are. So what are we doing to make sure that we are equip ourselves? What are we doing to make sure that we are contributing to the economics of our Africa, to the Africa that we want to see tomorrow? What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it?
Ooh, your line is bad, Nelson. But I think you were saying that what can
Because
Africa do? What must they do?
and pointing finger to the government, but let us wake up, let us see what need to be done, let us be in a collaboration, let us be in business so that we can lift up our economy. So let us come up with a garden that can help to feed the African. Imagine if the African countries are coming together and come up with something that can feed themselves, then we don't need Europe, then we don't need the other countries, we don't need the other continents. So we can do that by ourselves, but that require us to be united, to work together as a team. Only then we can see the result that we want.
Okay. Thank you, Nelson. Okay, let's try to. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Let us try to give someone else a chance to speak before I get to the usual speakers. Let me just ask someone. someone else to weigh their views on this. Okay, who is in here? Haulate, your thoughts? Okay, you can,
I
if you
said
cannot be able to.
that I am not very conversant with this. I'm just going to be learning today. Thank you.
Okay, all right, cool. Naledi, your thoughts? Maybe you want to share? Okay. Uh, Tapiwa, maybe you would
Sifi,
like to.
may I just respond in Nelson for in some point?
In a moment, Louise. In a moment, I just want to give everyone at least a chance to speak. Those who have not.
Okay, yeah, you are right.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the input. I really learned a lot, and I believe that from the government perspective, it is usually wise, based on the research and the circumstances of the economy, for it to devalue its currency. Like Botswana has just done recently, devaluing its currency so that it can be able to maneuver the current financial circumstances in the country. So I agree that the government has that power to devalue its currency in order to make it a strategic um, um, rather than just letting the country collapse. It's best that they devalue it. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Tapio. Even though your line was bad, I think we got what you were trying to say. Thank you, Tapio. Okay, so these are the last few speakers, and then we're gonna close off. So we're gonna start with Tebucho, and then after Tebucho is Dorcas. After Dorcas is Bello. After Bello is Luis, and then after that I'm gonna close off the debate. So Tebucho, you have the floor. Please keep it short and straight to the point.
Yes, I just want to say the government is gonna do whatever the government is gonna do. At the end of the day, we are here, but we are not just spectators. Yes, the government has the power to depreciate the value, whatever policies that the government upholds. But as individuals, that's the way in country are. The other people, like in country blue, country orange, country yellow, who will see country R as the land flowing with milk and honey. And then us as the local citizens, we are crying foul. Why is it that that's a mindset shift? We should perhaps shift our mindset to see, because now if there's a depreciation of the currency, then other people are gonna flock into our country, into our own land, because they see the minerals or they see the opportunities, the resources that we ourselves can see. So it's a mindset shift. That's my call to action to all the Africans that are just crying government, this government that. Change, what are you doing? Change the narrative. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Dorcas, please, you have the floor. Please make it short and straight to the point.
Um, I thought mine should be a closing thought, because I thought we were talking about the closing part. I would just like to say, um, as government, let's have a targeted support. Despite having trying to raise the revenue through devaluing of the currency, we have the vulnerable population in the country or in our nations that need more support. As we think of this, let's have a target support for the vulnerable. And also, let's have an inflation control. Government can implement policies to control inflation. Let it not be something that is happen haphazardly, like right now in a country like Botswana, where it happened out of the blue. When you wake up and you're told tomorrow, you're told that the pula has devalued. And then, lastly, let's not rely on this devaluing of the currency. Let's have a economic diversification. Government can promote economic diversification through the reduce of dependency on imports, because I think the main mandate here that we are supporting is that the government is benefiting on okay, it's benefiting from the exports and everything, but also an issue of imports. Right now, with a country like ours, which is more of importing, this devalue is not worth it. So let's have a mindset of both sides before considering doing a devaluation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, we are doing concluding thoughts right now. Bello, yes, you have the floor. Concluding thoughts. Please keep it short and straight to the point.
Yeah, okay. My concluding thought is actually a suggestion. I think the citizens should actually educate other citizens, because I realize that most of the people uh, a kind of ignorance about the policies that have to do with economics. So some people or an agency should bring up to actually educate people on government policies, especially on economic policies, because it affects almost everyone in the country. So they need to know what is going on with the government policies, and then if there is something they can protest or something they need to actually change, maybe they can voice out their problems, and the government should take decisive actions on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Last but not least, Luis.
Thank you to be the last one. Okay. And my point, just let's separate macroeconomic tools and the microeconomic tools. They are different. This tool, like evaluation the currency, is a macroeconomics that the government use. So here in Africa, only we trade a raw material. When we trade the raw material and when we devaluate the value the currency, is not good for us, because the outside of the Africa, the foreign people, they're gonna buy cheap our raw material. How we can solve this? To solve this, it is very easy. Industrialize our country. We have to industrialize Africa, transform our own raw material in the final products. In this way, we can solve this solution. When we use like a macroeconomic tools, is not up to the city like individual. The government cannot, oh no, the city cannot change this. It's to evaluate the currency, the value of the currency is the tool that the government use. Like in the corruption country, they use too much this. The country that they have too much loan from the FMI, from the World Bank, like this, they tend to increase decrease the value of the currency. But as individual decision, we cannot make anything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Luis. I think that is the last person. So, okay, so this is just me, my concluding thoughts on, no, actually, basically what was discussed here is most of you guys are saying that the citizens should benefit more with this devaluation of currency. It will benefit them more because then they can buy local and they won't be able to rely on products from other countries. So it can benefit the citizens, but overall, I think that it can go both ways if implemented right, and you have weighed the positives and negatives, the what ifs and what will happen. Then it might be a huge success. But we have to remember, we cannot devaluing your own currency just to please someone. It should not be. If you are devaluing your own country, I mean your own currency, it should be for the benefit of both government and the citizens. The government can maybe increase their GDP. They can now be more of a challenge for the other countries. And then for the citizens can buy locally. They don't have to spend a lot of money on basic things. They don't have to go like buy from other countries, basic stuff or just luxury stuff, whatever. So the devaluation of currency, it should be for short term, but if it is for long term, it better be for the benefit of everyone, and at least they should be changed. There should be something growing or something, So yeah, the devaluation of currency, it must go both ways, because then your country would be like up there, like challenging for the GDP, and they don't have debt, and maybe they have little debt, but they don't have like a lot of debt, And then the inflation does not impact the citizens' wallet so much, So yeah, it's a very tricky subject, but either way, it must be talked about so that we don't in all honesty, we don't want to spend too much money on things, basic things, or even luxury things. We just need affordable pricing so that we can afford these things to live, to survive, I should say. So yeah. Okay. So any comments in the chat box? Okay, there is none. Okay, so yeah, I think we have come to the end of this debate. Thank you to the two teams. One team is representing the government thing, and the other team is representing the citizens. Thank you, teams, for representing each argument. It was really insightful, entertaining, informative, and different perspectives all around. Thank you to the audience for also weighing your opinions, your thoughts, your agreement, your disagreement with the government or from the citizen side. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you to those who are just here to listen in and also be informed. Yeah, your participation really means a lot. So thank you for being here. Yeah, so thank you guys for attending. Thank you for this debate. It was a success. If you have a debate topic that you would like us to debate on or even discuss,